welcome to Talladega Superspeedway on Ghost Racing Network. We're here joining about in the middle of qualifying. We're watching Andrew Sonato. He's doing his qualifying lap, but he's probably the first car out here right now. I'll pull up some track facts for you here. Talladega, it's a huge drafting track. You need somebody with you. You got to get clean in and clean out of the pits, because if you overslide, you're going to be left behind from everybody. And the big one always seems to happen some point in the race. Who can avoid it? Who can get around it? As, oh, I might have to jump. That's a beautiful paint scheme from that car right there running it. But Talladega, it can get really crazy. And a lot of drivers, if they're not careful, they will be left out in the draft. As a 60, he's going to go top of the board. Actually, everybody's doing their laps now, so they're going to kind of funnel in with their lap times. Can't really tell who's going to get it exactly at the top at this moment. And good evening, BB. And if y'all are watching, share this, Facebook, Instagram to other people. Tell them to subscribe, throw it in there for us. That'll definitely help us grow a lot. It will be also put on HSR under the stream code. Just middle of the qualifying right now. It's like it's about 20 car field here today, 19 to get exact. Stamper, he sits on top of the board currently with a 56.06 with Martin right on his heels. As you know, I might bring in another broadcaster with us today. Hey Taryn, so you said that Biggles did want to do something, right?
Yes, sir. He is more than willing to join you in the booth tonight. So he's definitely got some experience broadcasting, and think it'll be fun to have somebody bounce off you with the broadcast. And yeah, did you want me to go over anything for us? I did just send you the stream keys for our channel as well, just so it's there. Do you want me to go over any details for anything coming up?
Nope, but I went live on your. Well, if you have anything that you want to put up, you can. I just went live on your YouTube. I hit it for you, so if you want to start streaming it, you can.
Yep, I got it going there. Yeah, so we'll have another money race tomorrow as well. I will be coming out with the flyer and everything and registration information tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but later tonight after this race. My apologies. And we're also, our plan was to have the league starting on July 12th. But we're lacking on entries right now. But I'm hoping that we can, get some. Like, we've got polls in the Discord and trying to figure out what guys would like to see when it comes to HSR's league. If we have to postpone the start date, we will, and we'll kind of just make improvements so that we can get those registrations rolling in for that. But other than that, our money races have been rolling smoothly so far. We got, I think, 19 guys in there tonight, so looking good, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. Well, looks like I've got to hop over his little system settings. My sound's a little messed up. Let me fix it real quick for y'all. Plug this in real quick. Settings are not. Seems like if I don't have a little bit of a sound issue.
Would you like me to introduce Biggles, Bryce?
Okay. Sorry about this, y'all. Seems like there's just something with this doesn't want to work right. I believe. There we go. Okay, so we got sound for y'all tonight. I don't know what's going on with this sound. It's been a little bit odd. But I'll go live.
Would you like me to introduce Biggles, Bryce?
It'll be Kenneth Stamper first, Ian Martin second, Brian Bussard third, Brian Darlington fourth, PJ Little fifth, Kerry Whitaker sixth, Trevor Oceanroth seventh, eighth, Danny Eshelman ninth, Larry Johnson 10th, Devin Hagritt, James Conley 11th, Nathan Harper 12th. I believe we've got to wait for some other people to grid here. Nope, I'll just show this grid. John Brink 13th, Andrew Santo 14th, Brennan Pratt 15th, Ryan Wingate 16th, Casey Sawtek 17th, William Britton 18th, and Dean Hopton 19th for tonight. Sorry, I'll kind of join here a little bit late, so I'm a little bit everywhere right now. Like cars are waiting to get on the grid. So just make sure my settings one last time are right for you all, so you're not having to deal with this sound issue. Just switch over my sound into this also. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Let's bring him in. Man, I'm doing good today. I'm sorry I didn't respond to your message. I was doing something. I was like, wait, I need to respond to it, but I forgot to. Yeah, they kind of jump right into it. At these tracks, they only do one formation lap. I do it both. I do 3 streams. I do Ghost League on Facebook, and then I have Ghost Racing Network on YouTube, and then I stream to Terrans on YouTube also. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's fine with me. I kill my throat, being the one person that's talking all the time. Oh yeah, it's
I'll let you go, Mike, because we're about to start, all right, I believe.
We'll have the 30. He'll lead him to green. He'll be the 11 behind him. 99 or 98 will have the 6 behind him. Gotta see what makers these are. So, in the truck series, these front ends of these trucks, it's not as much as in the Xfinity. These trucks can push a lot better because they have that flat front end. So it'll be a whole shoving this race. As you know, there's been some crazy finishes so far. So we've got 2 cars who missed the start. It'll be the 30. He'll lead him to green. He'll have the 11, 24, 89. 98 will have the 9, 6, 16, and 88 on his bumper. Green flag's in the air. 30 gets kind of a slow start. 98, he's getting far out from that 6, though. That 30's going to have the 11 all over his bumper. He'll be getting a shove from him going into 1. At 98, he's way out there. He probably needs to back up to that 6. If not, he's going to get sucked up real fast if he doesn't watch it. They're 2 by 2 by 2 the whole way through the field, kind of fanning out here. That bottom lane has more cars than that top, but if that top lane can just get 3 or 4 other cars with them, it seems like there's just something with that lane. They can get a huge shove by, but they're not all together like they need to be. That's going to really hurt them here. 96 is back to the 98's bumper, but he needs help. He's going to have the 16 behind him. The 98, he's going to try to take the lead from the 30 on the very first lap. He wants it. First lap of 70. He's going to want the lead, though. He's going to be all over that 98. The 6 will give him a good shove. 98, he'll lead the first lap. Is that middle lane. They're showing their strength here at Talladega. 98, he's going to decide to stay in front of that 6. Might be a better decision by him. They can calm down a little bit. Both lanes seem to have an even amount of cars so far. Not really.
Yeah, look at the bump drafting for the Bronco 15 car at the moment, mate. Couldn't get any very close to the 30, could you? Up at the top end, near the wall there, you got the 98 ahead of the 6, and the 16's looking a little bit out of shape there. You can see he's a little bit twitchy there, trying to get the temperature back into those tires. Yeah, and this is the nervous part, isn't it, the race, mate, so far, isn't it, when you're going to get...
I mean, especially in super speedway, it seems like no matter what, they're nervous anyway, but I've noticed that, you can... There's some drivers that you can definitely tell that have super speedway experience because they'll go in the corner And I think that they're just not ready most of the time. And the car, it's like it sets weird. As they're going to go 3 wide, the 88, he went 3 wide for a minute. They have a they have top, middle, and bottom lane all formed, but they're going to probably end up falling back. As I was saying, you can kind of see who's race super speedways more just from who can go in the corner, because certain drivers, if they don't have that much experience, they'll kind of drift up just a little bit, and then they're really trying to fight that wheel. So that might be what we're seeing here a little bit so far. As that 12, he's really getting under that 16, almost turns him. He's got to watch. He wanted that spot. He did not want to let him down at all. The 30, he's back in the lead. He has 11. He's back where he started the race.
It's fantastic racing so far, isn't it? As we're already in lap 3, and it's all green flag conditions, what you want. I'm touch wood, I'm not going to jinx this one, mate.
Oh, yeah, they're getting put 3 wide just a little bit. That's 64. He's up on the top. He's going to have the 16. They're probably going to have to ducking out of it. They really don't want to be up there this early on in the race. And I'd say, he can't hurt by ducking in just a little bit and saving some fuel, because I think on a full tank, you can get, I think, roughly about 15 to 16 laps with running up front. And if you run in the back, you can edge out maybe a lap and a half than the cars that are leading, which I prefer to really kind of be in the back to dodge everything, because these races just tend to get really crazy as it goes on here.
A bit of lifting and coasting, stuff like that, fuel saving could definitely come into play. Obviously, with those cautions that can come out there, that's the one, if you can duck in the pit lane at the right time at the right place. So you're saying you're going to be looking at about probably a 3-stopper from everybody here this evening?
Yeah, I'd say probably about 3 to 4. It depends. Like I saw some people, they short pit this track, that they really like to do that. But you have to have a group come with you, and especially, you've got to be careful going in, because I saw cars, they'll lose the race because they barely slide over their pits, and they have to get it in reverse quick, and they can get it in reverse pretty fast, but it's that time that you lost, you got to really be careful with it. So, pit stops are going to become a big part of it tonight for sure.
I'd have to say, you look at Brendan Pate, sorry, apologies there. I'm the biggest butchers of names. 9 positions gain up at a P6. Well, probably one of the lowest iRacing out there as well. A rating. Sorry, that's not a bad start there for him.
Yeah, he is actually below 1,000. But super speedways, they even in real life, they're like the great equalizer, because even the small teams, even rookies, they can be up front battling with everybody else, because it's just so draft reliant. You saw people who have came from nowhere and won the race so far. So he has a nice paint scheme tonight. I believe he has.
Some fantastic liveries, isn't it? I'm the driver all the way down the bottom that's out, because I'm not racing, just spectating, of course. So apologies for that. So there's no out, but yeah, it's showing me as an iRate of 1,350, which is impossible because I've never driven this game before.
And
Simulator.
I made that mistake multiple times. Jumped into a session as a driver on accident.
Yeah, I usually do watch the sessions, but apologies, I just joined in very late. Thank you very much for allowing me in the booth, mate, to give you a bit of a rest on your voice, because, yeah, we got 70, at least 64 laps to go, so I'm sure the excitement's going to start kicking into another extra gear.
Oh, yeah.
As things heat up.
The league that I'm actually branched off of, which is Ghost League, they had coming down to the line at their duels, they were wrecking coming to it, and it was a photo finish, so I say it was me and Andrew, but I about passed out from talking so much after that because it was so crazy. So I'm glad to have someone with me tonight, man.
That's what you want, isn't it? You want an exciting race where you can build up the energy.
Oh,
I'll try to do my best Lee Differy casting for you. So he does obviously the IndyCar in Australia. He lived down the road from me actually in Australia, and casting Indy. But I'm not very familiar with the trucks or the straightaways, the ovals too much. But a lot of F1 casting and stuff like that. Cars are cars, mate. Motor racing, if gap car, right?
Oh yeah. If it has 4 wheels, I'll race it. Oh, that 10. He was looking. I think he saw his spotter probably said inside because he looked like he was going to try to turn down. He decided not to. That was a good call by him because he probably would have been turned right there. That 30. That seems like it's the top. Or that middle lane, that bottom lane. They have something going with them.
Oh wow! Just realized how much that sun really reflects off the back of the trucks there too.
Oh yeah.
On certain camera angles, look great. I love the liveries as you mentioned.
Yeah,
so 6 of Kerry Whitaker. I think I've seen Kerry actually before in some other leagues.
Yeah, he'll go to the front.
Yep. Look at the bump drafting, man, right behind there on the inside next to the line.
You can bump draft, but there's cars that they have to be careful because I've saw a lot of people that they want to bump, and I'm especially as that 30 is all over that 60, shoving him down the back stretch. But you can bump with trucks more than you can with the sprint cars. But you have to be careful where you do it, because if you do it in the corner, you have to do it in a certain spot, because if you don't, you're sending that car around, and that's going to collect a lot of people and turn them all in front of the pack. So looks like they're gonna try to go 3 wide. That 12, he's gonna be put 3 wide, or he was for half a second, and they probably thought, no, that 98, he's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. He gets down behind or in front of the 24. Gonna try to jump up and lead that middle lane. That middle lane needs to form, because they're gonna get no help. They look like they have 3. Oh, they almost come down. The National Guard truck, he needs to be careful. It looks like the car behind him played it easy. He let him in. He could have easily turned them there, as they're not going to work with that car in the middle. They're going to leave him out to dry. He's going to try to come up and block. He gets up just in time, but he's kind of deciding where does he want to go. He goes up and he goes back down.
I'd keep an eye on that Brendan as well, gained a couple of positions. That's the 12 car, and obviously Casey's gained 13 positions. That's the 27 car. They're making some pretty good headways into this at the moment. So that's, you know, as you said, they're probably a little bit more of a straightaway experience. They're loving this. Still early days, 9 of 70, 61 to go. One of those first round of pit stops, as you said, we'll be approaching soon. We'll give you an indication of who's been kind to their gas tank.
Oh yeah, and pit stops, you know, at Dega, I think it's a little bit easier than Daytona, because that apron. But the apron's so huge, when you go to pit, people will say fan out, because you do not want to be behind a car, because everybody else has different braking points. Now, I've been drilled in the back coming into pits, and a car just runs into me, and I'm like, well, I can't do anything there. And you have to watch it. As this middle lane, they're starting to gain a little bit more cars, and they're starting to get formed up just a little bit more. It's that 27 that leads them, but the 6 is going to continue to lead off the bumper, the 30. He'll be followed by the 15 and the 98.
Yeah, you're right, mate. I've seen it in multiple leagues of multiple different categories of cars. It doesn't matter. The pit lane entrance is always a tricky one, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and especially, you know, getting into your pits can be hard too, because the tires. It's not really the tires. It's just, you know, I think it's more the nerves of the drivers. You know, if you miss your pit, you're gonna have to find somebody. You're probably gonna go a lap down. As that 27, he gets a hard side draft off of that 11. He's making his way up to the front. It seems like that middle lane, they lose in the corners, but they gain in the corners, and they lose a little bit on the straights sometimes.
Yeah, I think Casey, Casey, up 15 places right now. That's the 27 on the top. He's looking at, I don't know if he's going to want to sit there or just side by side there. He's still breaking the wind, of course, with Kerry just up the road there. He is side by side right now with Kenneth. That's a 30 car. And look at that exit speed he's got. So yeah, we've got the 12 for company right behind him. And that's Brendan has also gained 11 positions. So there's your 2 top gainers there on the top, on the outside wall. And he's taking the lead.
Okay, looks like, he was able to get up to it, but he's going to try to stay up in the middle lane. That's going to allow the 6 to get back to him. That 6 is going to have to try to side draft and to stay in the lead. It looks like he'll get a decent drive through the corner, but that's at 27. He'll probably get a good shot out. That 30, he's not staying. Who's out in the bumper? The 6. Sorry, the 12, he's not going to stay exactly on the bumper. That probably didn't help him.
That's a little reminder, a little tap to say, come on, mate, get on with it. But it's easier said than done when you're behind in the slipstream. 6 is going really close on the inside line there. That's going to drop a little bit of speed for the 27, bring the 12 into play. It's still got the 30 there. That's Mr. Kenneth. Good racing, good green flag racing. Once again, let's not jinx it. 12 laps in. They're still all pretty much bunched up, mate. If you can see that, like, I'd have to say they're all within a couple of seconds. The only person is that Ryan, who I'm not quite sure what happened at the start of the race there, but he's almost getting close to being lapped by these gladiators soon.
Yeah, I've had to guess. I mean, he probably missed the start of the race because there's nobody that should be, that far back early on.
Yeah, there were no incidents. He did go on the pit lane.
Yeah, so he's probably just late getting to it here.
Well, thank you very much. Exciting racing. I love the livery there, the 74 car, I believe. I can't even see the numbers on it. That's just 7. It could be the 7 car.
See, we've got
it's a 7 car, yeah.
Yeah, the 7 car. But yeah, I was going to say, that was the car I was looking at earlier. That's a really nice paint scheme from PJ. Looks absolutely beautiful to me, at least. As they're going to have pit stops, here they come.
Yeah, this is it. This is what you mentioned, isn't it?
Yeah, I knew that they'd end up coming to pit soon. Everybody's hard on the brakes. I'll make it in, though. I believe that's I think that's a group of about roughly eight trucks right now.
It is. Kerry, Kenneth, Brian, PJ. Now, spotting your braking point in, obviously, where you in your pit lane, your pit box, that's where you want to be because that's going to minimize your time so your pit crew isn't having to adjust. It should be a splash and dash, no tires, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, most of these, you know, unless you're in a wreck, it's just going to be gas and go. You're not really going to be worried about anything else. As they get off, now everybody gets off or in clean and off clean. Looks like that 11, he might be a little bit behind those. Who is that? It's not the 11. That's a different car. He might be. Yeah, there's. Oh, that's not good. They're broken up now. That's going to hurt these two cars back here. The 89, he's going to be hurt. He's going to have to work with that truck in front of him as they're going to be left behind. And there comes the second group. Get on there pretty slowly. That's going to bring the rest of the field down.
Yeah, see if Casey's into the lead of this pack going into the pit lane. Same thing had happened just before, so I believe it was Kerry. Yeah, the 6 car. He did come out ahead, just ahead of Kenneth. So they're kind of resuming the similar positions that they went into the pit lane, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this second bunch. We still have William and Andrew that have stayed out.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, everybody was easy going in. As a 64 and a 17, they're going to stay out. They might just be stretching their fuel as long as they can. They're going to get a little bit of help from the lap truck. I'm not sure who that is, though, up in front of them. That's the 16. They're going to get. No, they're not going to get a little bit of a draft off him. They're just going to go. Yep, there they coming to the pits. The 64 and the 17. That 17, he's getting real deep into that braking zone. So is the 64. You can see they're rear end bouncing hard on the brakes. They all get in clean though. Those two. They'll be the last two to pit. That'll put the 60 back to the lead. He'll have the 27 behind him. They're running up on a car in front of them. Oh yeah, they'll blow by him. That's the Darlington. He'll go a lap down now.
Yeah, Brian was already practically taking that pit stop earlier, but look at this 27-60, provisionally in the lead of this race.
But look, they're only a 3 car. As there's another group behind him. That 6, he's going to try to pass the 12. That 30, he's going to go with the 6. They're going to leave that 12 out. They're not wasting time around him. They don't want to battle with him. They're trying to get past him as fast as they can. So that 12, he might not be hurt here too bad. He's picking up cars with him. That middle lane, it's starting to form again as a 64. He's coming off pit road. There's a new leader, the 60. He's going to lead us. Someone's going to shoot up to the middle. I think that was the 10 of Ryan Wingate. No, that was Darlington, actually, the lap truck.
Yeah, Devon now, 60 car leading there from Casey. Remember, Casey had gained 15 positions. Devon's gained 9. Still working out. Kerry's gained 3 and 12 for Ryan. That's the 10 car after their pit stops. And Brennan also gaining 10 positions in P5. And they've all made those first rounds of pit lane.
See, that's the group they pitted on lap 13. The group that pitted on lap 14, they're all running together, but they're 13 seconds behind, and they really need to get grouped up and just start shoving each other as hard as they can, because I don't think they'll necessarily lose a lap, but they need to catch this pack in front of them.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? The first round of pit stops with 2 packs. A big, huge separation of the packs, obviously, from that 13th place of Jonathan. John,
I'm actually
12 seconds off the pace.
Surprised here. The 2 cars that pitted last were Andrew Santo and William Britton. They came in lap 15, but they were able to come out with the rest of the pack. I'm kind of surprised
the
by
undercut,
that.
mate. The undercut kind of paid off. I guess the pit times are pretty on average, Matt. I have to say about 8 and about 8.5 seconds for average most people for the pit stop time. Overall, it's about 35 to 36 total time.
It looks like they were able to get into it in and out pretty quick. 60, he's going to continue to lead. He's going to have the 27. 27's looking outside just a little bit. Probably thinks that's a little bit too early to do anything right now. So he has a 10 behind him. He's just going to try to ride behind him right now.
How does it feel? I'm not a race driver, mate. I just spectate the stuff. I could drive in real life, but not in the virtual world. How does it feel when you're leading this race? You got your concentration. You're the one that's going to be basically creating the racing line per se. Everybody else is in your mirrors behind.
Yeah, you know.
How does it feel? Obviously, some drivers can handle it well stressfully. Other drivers might feel the pressure.
Yeah, I say at this point in the race, with only being 20 laps in, you're not looking in your mirror as much as you think you are, but you're mirror driving just a little bit, but you're always watching that car. Okay, what's that car going to do behind me? And if you see a run, that 88 or the 60, he's really searching. That 27 trying to pass him, but you're looking in your mirror most of the time, and it gets a little bit nerve-wracking.
The outside there.
God, he's gotten a
Speed.
huge shove. The
Yeah,
17 is absolutely all over him, shoving him. Those two pitted together. They want to go to the front.
Yeah, as we're talking about that, they massive gain of speed there down the straightaway. And now the 64 essentially is going to be neck and neck with the 60. And you can see the 17 just really pushing him along. Just giving
Yes.
both of them now, 27 of them, give him a bump draft.
It's at 55. He's in the middle of this pack, so he's gonna help that middle lane just a little bit. That 64, he's getting a little bit loose, getting into the corner. He's not able to stay where he needs to exactly.
And a bit of net code there from the 11 car, which is a bit frustrating for everybody else, but it is what it is when we all racing in different locations around the world.
Now, this is gonna allow this pack behind them to draw just a little bit closer with them going side by side. As a 30, he's leading the pack with the 98, the 24, 11, and the 89. He'll probably try to catch a draft off the 6. That 64, he wants to lead back though. He's gonna have the huge shove by the 17. That 17 has been really shoving him the whole night here.
Yeah, I wonder if the teammates looks like the Ghostbusters on the front of the 64 car too. So who you gonna call? You're gonna call Mr. 64, William.
Oh yeah, he'll call somebody. He doesn't care who it is most of the time. As a 17, he's gonna.
Oh,
he might have thought. It's like he might have had a little bit of a connection issue and noticed it and jumped out.
yeah, he's been he's dropped back there at the moment. So he went high up into the wall, hitting those marbles as well, which will obviously start forming and forming and forming. Lap 20 of 70. Great wheel-to-wheel racing, 50 to go.
That 50, that lap car, that lap truck, he tried to go down. That 12 was there though, but 64 was able to make it in line. As that 10's on the apron, 64, he's gonna try to make that top lane though. He's gonna have nobody. He has a choice: do I get back in or do I stay out? He's gonna stay out though. He's gonna put his faith in that middle lane. You know, it's good to have some faith in it, but every now and then you gotta realize, man, it's just not working right now because he doesn't have enough cars with him.
Yeah, I think Brycey, mate, this next round of pit stop is going to be absolutely crucial. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can
Maybe
see,
one of the keys to the big gainers and losers in this racing event this evening, mate.
And I could see that 64 and that 17 staying out a little bit longer than everybody else because they pitted on lap 15. Everybody else came on lap 14 or 13. That 64, he's kind of having a hard time to find where he needs to go. He wants to go top, then he goes back. He might just be thinking, okay, I might just want to save a little bit of fuel. So he's going to tuck in behind the 17 who worked with him earlier. So they have to be having a deal made out. There's no way that they don't want to follow each other like that. We've got a middle lane foreman back here in the back just a little bit. They're being led by the 30 truck of Stamper. He has a 98, the 24, 11, and the 89 behind him with the 6 on the bottom. He's going to be left out. He needs to get in line really soon. So he's going to have a gap behind that 24, but it's going to close up. Going to have to tuck in behind that 89, the last person that he can get help from. We'll go back here just a little bit to the 5, 4, 1, and 24. They're losing time. They're 19 to 20 seconds behind, so they're really falling behind here. But they're all together. Is that 4? He's got some front end damage, I think. I'm seeing that right.
Yeah, might explain that reason.
He's,
So still the front end there, still Devin leading from Casey and Ryan and William. They're all big gainers at the moment. Surprising, isn't it? 9, 15, 13, 14, and 12 as gained from the top 5. Andrew gained 8. So the biggest losers at the moment, of course, is Kenneth, Elon Martin, PJ, that's P9 as well. Kerry Whitaker, remember he was right on top of the time at the start of the race and dropped back a little bit after their pit stops. So it might come back a little bit later in switcheroo. Brian's behind him.
yeah, that bottom lane, they're coming ever so slightly. They've caught up to him here. Ran him down. Just stayed in line with each other and gotten a good shove. They're being led by the 98. He's been calm all night. That 30 is really out there. He's probably going to, he'll probably back it up to the 98 here real soon. Unless he has a draft from a truck in front of him. It's like, yeah, he's probably being able to sniff a draft. Is that 55? He's going to lead the, probably 64 is going to lead the 555. He's got the draft of him. That's going to give the draft to the 98 off the bumper of the 30, maybe if he just catches it just a little bit.
I love the banking angle on this track. It's quite a bit, especially when the helicopter camera or the camera's actually on top of it. You can really see the banking. And what's the difficult part of this track, like the angle when you first approach the bank, turn right, I'd say, right? That's the tricky one where you really feel the incline.
Well, you'd actually be surprised. You think it would be one, you think it would be the turns. It's actually the tri-oval sometimes because it's like whatever you're driving, the rear end just kind of lifts up ever so slightly and you become really loose, and that's where people, they tell me, or they say, don't touch me there, because if you hit going through the trial where they're going through right now, that rear end's just so light, they're going to be put around. So it's really, the trial, which you wouldn't think it is, but that's the tricky part of this track sometimes.
Ah, okay. You know your stuff. I'm more of an open wheel F1 man, so getting a lot more into truck series, IndyCar series, and NASCAR and stuff like that, which is great. I'm enjoying it. Appreciate having to share the booth with you sharing the booth with me, my friend, the other way around, of course, and helping me gain a little bit more experience on the US side of motor racing. Heavy machines, lots of grunt.
Yeah, heavy machines, heavy, not meant for road courses. You got to really throw them around. So 27, he's going to stay on the bumper of the 60. He's going to have the 10, the 12, and the 64 behind him. He was finally able to find his spot in line. We'll go on board with the 60 here real quick.
Feel exactly. How does it feel to be on board? Concentration's key, is that little minimal steering changes, making sure you're noticing your revs, of course, and a little bit of lifting sometimes. I guess you're pretty much at maximum gear anyway. Yeah,
when you're leading up front here, you're full throttle, and you can see he had a pretty steady wheel. At these tracks, you want to keep as steady of a wheel as you can. You don't really want to be making many corrections. As that 27, he is just shoving that 60 all over him. He's getting a good gap. That 27 wants him to go.
Yeah, Casey, man, that's Casey. He's been Pacey Casey. There it is. We're going to need a nickname for you, Casey. He's been like that. 15 positions gained. And I think, at this point, he has the pace, I think, to probably take the lead. Look at the 555 and the 64 on the outside. We've seen that a couple times right now. That exit.
Yeah, he's fantastic. A lap down, but he's got that 64. But he might be kind of pulling that 64 with him, though, as he's going to get his lap back, I think. Probably for a brief second. He'll probably end up having to give it back, though.
Oh, they are a lap down, exactly. That's two different battles. They have to stay up on the high line. I believe that they are a lap down that we had in the pre-show, the pre-racing.
64 gives him a bump, gets him loose just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think 27 at the moment he's happy to sit here and just bump draft. I don't think he's even going to mount a challenge. Still plenty of time to go. We have 43 laps. He'll be, and also in that position, you can kind of like wait and see, test to see if Devin does jump in the pits first, and you can react to it. Has to be quickly, of course.
I'm always someone, in the races, which, at these super speedways, there they go down the pit. He stays out. That 60. He locks him up. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, catastrophe. Everybody's able to avoid it. Some of them come to a stop. The 11 gets drilled by the 16. He just got on the brakes a little too hard there, I think. I'll go back and look at his entry. I'll go in car with him. We'll see what happened with him. I think he just got on him way too hard, though.
Do you think that looked like completely catching everybody off guard in the pit lane entrance with the speed difference?
Oh yeah, I'll see what from him. I think I know what he was doing. I'll go back a little bit. I think he was trying to get it. Let's see. I listened to his gears here. Oh, I know what he did. He downshifted, and that made it wheel hop. He was trying to be a little bit fancy with it. And when he shifted in that gear, the RPMs jumped on him. But the 27, he's going to come into pit. He'll have the 17, that lap car, and the 12. The 12, I think he goes off course. He's going to be able to get back on, though.
He's tried to break in time. He couldn't. So that's Kate. And also we're looking at Casey, Andrew, Brennan are in. We still have William that stayed out. All the action's happening right here on almost lap 30, as you'd mentioned. There was a bit of tangling I saw, too, what was going on with a couple of the other drivers while that incident you saw in the pit lane was occurring. There was a little bit of tangling, like, bump once, bump twice, bump 3 times. So a bit of aggression. The adrenaline's definitely kicking in and pumping through the veins of these gladiators in this arena.
And I think some drivers, and these trucks, that 50 lap car almost wrecks them. But, in these trucks, you can adjust the brake bias. And I think some drivers, they probably came at 27. I don't think he's happy with that.
No,
it's like, he's up there.
Come back.
Fine now, but in these, you can adjust the brake bias, but if you get too much in the rear, it'll shoot that car around, and I think some of them, you can set up buttons where you can adjust it while you're driving. I think they might have put it just a little bit too aggressive, and that just sent some of the cars around.
Williams come in from the provisional lead of this race, of course, and I think he's going to lose that position back. Let's have a look. Where's Casey out on track after making that pit stop? And that's the 27 car. He's got the 17
out
company.
Of 3 and 4 right now.
Yeah. you should have that one. The one's just exiting the pit lane right now, trying to get back up to the speed. But you've got, Casey, maximum speed of 185 miles per hour coming down there. Oh, will he get ahead? That's going to be spicy.
We'll see. It's going to be close. He might be able to tuck in behind him in time if he can't, because he's coming up to speed, but he's got to watch in the apron. I've about spun it a couple of times coming up. He's got to merge correctly. Looks like he will get past, but he might be able to catch. Oh, what I was talking about earlier. There it goes. He's around, trying to get all he can hard into the wall. I think it's going to stay green, though. He's just talking.
You did. You think he got thrown off because he saw them and really wanted to try to get ahead, but unfortunately the car did not cooperate with him.
Well, you don't really see it on this track. I mean, you don't really think it is, but that apron's banked just a little bit, and he might have just tried to smash the gas just a little bit too hard, and it'll send you around really easily. I'd say he's going to have to come and use the fast trip. That's probably going to put him a lap down, though.
Smash the gas. Yeah, I haven't heard that. I always say hit the loud pedal, smash the gas. That's great. That's why I love casting with people all around the world, mate. Everybody has their own little terminology. I love it. Thank you very much for allowing me.
And we've got some American terminology. Heck, I'm from Virginia, which is Southern, so there's some other Southern people like, man, just give her the beans, drop it down a gear, and go.
I love it. I'm making notes. To try to use this as well, so you don't mind if I steal a couple of things from you.
Oh, man, you'd be surprised. You say something in one of the state, and they're like, yeah, we don't say that here. We say something completely different. As that 27, I can't remember what he has on the side of his truck. Let me see what that says real quick. I want to kind of see it. I think it's called Big Bacon. He's coming for the bacon tonight, though, as in the form of a paycheck. He's got the 17, the 98, I think the 89, and the 6 behind him. You've got kind of a group in the back, though, that's formed. The 24, the 5, the 1, and the 4. They're bumping with each other. As that 24, he's got a nice paint scheme. I'm a Gordon fan, so anything that has Jeff Gordon on it, I just love it. He's running a truck version of what I think Gordon ran in the All-Stars one year.
He's speaking a little bit alien to me, mate. Sorry, I have too much motorsports because I do GT series, I do Formula 1, Formula 4s.
Yeah, man. Well, actually, the story about Jeff Gordon, when he was, being brought up through racing, he actually originally wanted to drive in Formula 1, I believe. He wanted to do those cars, but he got a ride with Hendrick, and that took him there. So he wanted to do F1 cars before he got into NASCAR, and he probably made the right choice, winning 4 championships, 93 wins. But I mean, he wanted to do it early on in his career.
That's it. Well, it does change, and hopefully we will be seeing. I think it's only a matter of time, maybe even next year, we'll see an American driver in Formula 1, which would be great. We haven't seen that in a little while.
I believe right now we've got 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson. I don't think he's an F1. I think it's one of the F cars, though, but he is trying the Formula Series right now.
There's a couple of drivers. Oh, we have caution. Who was that for?
I think it looks like the James Conley. Oh, yeah, they're wrecking back here. I think it was probably just some bump drafting gone wrong, though, with this whole pack here. I'll go chopper cam real quick. Slow it down for him. At 1, he's on the bumper of the 5. Yeah, I think at 4, he's coming up on the bumper of the 1. It just might be a chain reaction. Drivers just running into each other. I think the 1's going to hook, the 4 hooks the 1. 1 goes down the apron. 4 kind of follows him down there. That's going to put them wrecked. 1 goes into the wall. 4 goes into the wall. The 24, 24 got neck coated super hard. Was nowhere near that wreck, and he gets clipped.
Yeah, I was going to say neck coated because exactly it didn't look like that, and that's just a reaction, of course, and him's end or somebody's end that got tapped. And you're a passenger at that point, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're going to be going to visit Nicole Kidman in the hospital if you've ever seen the movie, obviously, of Tom Cruise back in the day at this track, I think it was, or one of them.
I believe, I can't remember what track it was now. I think it was Daytona. I think it was Daytona. Was it? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I always like that reference, of course. Nicole Kidman from Australia. She's been in the hospital there. So that means, but they just boxed a couple laps before, so you don't really want to do a splash and dash now, do you? You're going to lose a lot of track position.
I mean, I'm a person who, God, if I was him, I would maybe, re-pit if somebody pits, because I'd want the most fuel I can at this time in the race. I mean, I'm always a person who, even in fixed races, league races, I will literally, I've had it happen a couple of times, I will run that tank dry to where I'm coasting on pit road because I want to be ahead of everybody else. So I would probably come in here. Some of them will. Some will probably stay out, as you know. I threw out my opinion, but it's like some people are going to come in. The 12, he's going to stay out.
Yeah, you're right. They're coming in. Some of them. Yeah, this is when you earn your paycheck for strategy. At least your engineer would earn your paycheck for strategy. Of course, at the moment, this is more of just a social event, obviously, but with money up for grabs. Casey's in, Andrew's in, Ian,
It's like
Trevor, Casey. It's such easy to pronounce some of these names compared to the Scandinavian names I have to pronounce for the GT series. So you're kind of lucky, mate, casting these.
It looks
These
like
gladiators.
64, he's going to stay out.
A lot of people are in.
I think he was a lap down, though. He might be getting a wave around here. So, let's see. Is it 27? I might bring the 27 in here if he's in the Discord.
Yeah, you get to chat to some of the. It'd be great if you can chat to some of the drivers during the caution.
Hey, Casey, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How we doing up there in the booth?
Man, you've been running up front the whole night. I mean, how do you feel so far during the race, though, man?
Whew, oh, we're feeling pretty good. Got the queen here in the old passenger seat. We got Piggles in here trying to give us directions here. And, well, we're doing pretty good. We're continuing to turn left. So far, so good. So got the backup truck. How's it going up there in the booth?
I mean, man, it's going great. We're having fun watching you. I mean, you've been all over the bumper of some cars the whole night, really shoving him. I mean, what do you think? Like, what do you think you need to change, or anything you need to keep doing or continue doing so far tonight, man?
Well, first time tonight, we took 4 fresh Goodyears. I'm not gonna lie, on the last pit stop coming out of the pits there, a little slippery there, a little sizzling there. Andrew Zonto in front, making me a little nervous. He's winking a little bit too much, I'd say, but so far so good. First caution of the evening, just trying to stay out of trouble and finish up front.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to move you back to your team, but I mean, before I do that, is there anybody that you want to shout out that you think is watching the stream or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, all the teammates, HRS Motorsports, McConey Setup Shop, always making sure we're up front. Ayers iRacing Paints for making us look good. Imbus Flooring, 3F Media, and all you fans, and big shout out to you broadcasting, sir.
Yeah, Casey, first time broadcasting you, mate. You do a fantastic job. I've been sitting there noticing that you're gaining a lot of positions, 14 gained at the moment of the 27 car. Loving the hype that you have in the photo as well. That we can see at the moment with your, you know, what is it, the Devil's Horns or something like that, the rocking it. Well, mate, what you need to do is rock yourself into a race victory. Good luck in the rest of the race.
Absolutely. That's the old school Texas University Longhorns, brother.
Nice.
All right, man. I hope to see you in victory lane tonight.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Yeah, man. We have some weird finger symbols that you wouldn't ever think of in the States.
I didn't grow up. I've lived in the States and at a few places, mate, but I didn't go to the whole universities and schools and stuff like that, so I have no idea all that sort of jazz. But I tell you what, I love living in multiple places in the States. You guys are great. You know, Aussies and Americans get along quite well, mate. And I don't know, who's a better barbecuer? That's an interesting question.
Man, I think I know why we get along so well with some Australians, because you all have some crazy stuff down there, and then you go down to Florida and you're like at home, because I don't think there's ever not been something on the news about a Florida man doing something absolutely insane. Then you go to Australia and they're like, oh, this can kill us. Let's go over there and pet it, mate. And I'm like, oh my God.
We've all seen the Steve Irwin, haven't we? He used to do that all the time.
They're like, oh, this is a venomous snake. Let's go grab it with our hands. And I'm like, what are y'all doing?
I've met lots of them too, mate. But yeah, you respect the things that can kill you in Australia. Kind of stay away as much as possible, or just be like Steve Irwin and try to pick it up. And like, then he's an expert. As these drivers are experts too, mate. Good iRacing from a lot of these gladiators out there.
So
we'll see what they can do. I just noticed there's a couple of Toyotas. I just for the first time noticed Toyotas, Fords, and Chevrolets. Chevys.
Yeah, so looks like we're gonna have kind of a little bit of a different lead up here. It's gonna be the 6 of Kerry Whitaker, Andrew Santo. He'll be on the top lane. The 6, he's gonna have, I think, he'll have the 30. Andrew will have the 60 behind him. As that camera angle is terrible. I don't need to use that tonight.
The camera angle. Okay, we'll fire that camera guy. You're on report, Mr. Camera Guy. So Kerry becomes the pace car's actually there. It was mentioned in the driver's briefing earlier.
Yeah,
behave yourself.
They'll be coming to green this lap, though, as the lights are out on it.
Who's driving the pace car? It's automatic.
It's automatic.
Okay.
I mean, you can delay it if you want to.
Yeah, some of the leagues that I cast for do have a pace car driver. Depends. And here we go, mate. So, yep, essentially Kerry becomes the pace car right now, the 6th car.
Yeah,
So,
well, at this track, it's on the green flag because the front stretch. Other tracks, it'll be off the leader. Leader can go whenever he wants. And they have added restart zones to this track, so it's a little bit different now.
passing the Geico, you're going to save 10% off your car insurance. Hopefully not this evening.
As a 17,
Got a
he
green
blinks.
flag.
I see what they're talking about now. That 6, he's got the 27 behind him. He's got the 30. That middle lane, I don't think they got a good restart at all, as it's only the 17 and the 60. They're shoving each other. That bottom lane's probably going to, they're going to go by him pretty easily as they just, that middle lane's not formed up. That 17, he's trying to get down there. He realizes that he needs to get out of that lane as soon as he can.
Oh, he's making a run. He's going to try to sneak in just a bit of 6 maybe if he can send it down the inside. But that's bold and brave, of course. He's not. Oh, maybe.
Stay there.
27's happy to sit there. We just spoke to him before, obviously. He's just happy to chill back there at the moment.
Yes, he's been
But
a shover the whole night. I mean, you can really see him. He's all over the back of these trucks. And at super speedways, you don't necessarily have to be on their bumper, because with the air on these trucks, it'll kind of shove them. And you can see it as a 17. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a connection issue. There's kind of like a gap. And imagine kind of like you put, I said, like a bouncy ball or a ball between the rear end and the front of your truck. You can squeeze it and you won't touch them, and that will shoot that truck that's in front of you out. So you won't ever touch them. It's kind of like a kind of a bouncing effect. As somebody's going to duck out, that's going to be a 30, but you don't really have to get up on their bumper exactly. Most of the time, it's more of the air being shoved. But no, if you can get up to their bumper, they probably won't mind if you shove them.
Absolutely, as long as you're shoving it on straightaways per se, not too much on the corners, because it only takes a little bit of a. It's like a pool, shooting a pool ball, isn't it? An 8-ball.
Yeah.
And the more the angle you put it on, the more the chances of the reflection of the other ball going off in different angles.
Yeah, 17, he's really side drafting that 27 hard. He's on his quarter panel. At 24, he's looking. I think he might think better of it. He's going to duck back in. That 17, he wants the lead. He's been mid-pack, upper pack the whole night, though. He's really, I don't know if he's getting loose, but he's trying to come down and side draft that 27.
I think the 17s, the net code's probably the biggest thing that's throwing him off, and the other drivers around him, of course, as he goes in and out. Once again, going for it here. Good exit. We've seen this, isn't it? And down the main straightaway. Oh, right up against the fence.
Yeah, I think
that's allowing. Who's through there behind him?
He might realize that he's got a connection issue. He's thinking better of it to duck. As they're going to go 3 wide back here, though. 24-12. The 17 who's trying to drop back, he's going to be put 3 wide. As they make it through it, though. That middle lane has a whole bunch of cars following them now.
No push to pass or any of those fancy gizmos, just pure horsepower. Man versus machine versus track, or men and women. We don't know. We don't. Whoever can get behind the wheel, get behind the wheel. Race as fast as you can.
Especially if you got the money, it seems like you can purchase a ride now. That 24, he's going to have the 60. He might be trying to form that middle lane. He's going to need more cars as there they come. That 4, there's going to be a lot of people that duck up in front of him. That'll be the 5. I think the 55 came up with him also. Yeah, he did. He's going to duck back down, though. That 12 is going to follow the 55. 24 is thinking he's going to stay middle of the track. Then he'll come back up behind the 1. The 6, he's going to continue to lead off the front end of the 27, though.
We're on 30 laps to go. So there it is. We've crossed the halfway point. We've had 3 pit stops for everybody in the field. I feel the other drivers at the back there have done 4.
I could see them having, 1 more pit stop. I think they'll probably come in, I'd say lap 50, 53, 52 if I had to guess. And, you can even save some fuel. I'm a huge fuel person, and no matter what, even under caution, I'd be turning my car off, saving. If it's 0.2 gallons, I'd be saving it. I just want the extra fuel, and when they're riding like this, they're saving a little bit more. But the car that's leading, they're burning up that fuel. The cars behind them are saving a lot more.
I think you're smart, Brycey, because you know what the gas prices are like at the tank these days. So, yeah.
I drive a tuned 2015 WX, and when I go to Shell and I see that $5.29 a gallon in US dollars, I'm like, man, and it's like 75 to fill it up. I'm like, oh, this is painful.
It's wondering why you lift and coast to save some gas. Exactly. Anyway, well, in the virtual world, we don't have to worry about that. But Casey has to still worry about, Kerry has to worry about Casey. So guarantee the top 2 drivers start with a CA. And then you got the three that running in third and fourth, they end with a YAN.
I think the 55, he's kind of broken up that little bit as it's Wingate. No, actually, he's back on the lead lap. I didn't think he was. That 555 has gotten back on the lead lap here. I didn't realize that he did. He's got some left side damage. I don't think it's going to hurt him too bad, though. He can, especially if he can stay in line with somebody.
So that's the good thing, obviously, about the safety cars, the pace cars. They bunch everybody back up. Gives everybody an opportunity to try to do something about it. Be interesting to see, once again, we have the 98 car that's running P14 as well as Trevor, the 89 car. They're taking 4 pit stops, so whether or not they have a little bit more. But Brian, keep an eye on 555. 5 pit stops. So he might have, it was only a really short pit stop last time, 4 seconds and change. So whether or not he has enough gas to go to the end. If he does, wow, it's going to have a massive advantage.
And you know, every time I think of that 555, my mind automatically goes back to Colin McRae, as I've actually made 2 paint schemes for him. That a rally driver whose motto was "when in doubt, flat out." As at 555, he's beaten and battered. But if it was Colin driving it, he would still be going pedal to the floor. As he's staying up there with them.
Yeah, it could be fuel saving. That's going to be interesting because yeah, we do expect everybody to go in for another pit stop. Go visit pit lane for maybe one more time here this evening. 26 laps to go. They'll go pretty quickly, obviously, on green flag conditions. Casey, the biggest gainer, 15 positions behind Brian now in E3. That's the 10 car. He has gained 13. Brian is the one that we mentioned before, the 555. That's taken 5 pit stops overall. The other Gladiators around him 3. Cautions can throw everything into the mix. You can see the 555's got a bit of rubber that's been scraped against the side of the paint that you'd mentioned. Look at that bump drafting again, 27. He doesn't look like he doesn't want to do anything about Kerry Whitaker leading this race at the moment. He's happy to sit there in P2,
Yeah,
plenty
same.
of time, and then do something about it, I guess, with about 10 to go. Start working on his magic.
Yes, I'd say. I mean, he's probably fine. He's saving fuel, and that 6 still burning up just a little bit faster. At 6, he's got to be careful getting off the bottom here. He needs to stay on the bottom. As that 4, he's hopped up in front of the 60. The 555 tries to come up, but the 4, he's a lap down, so he's not hurting the 60. 60's probably fine with him doing what he's doing right now. He's definitely getting a good. Yeah, they're bringing him up there. No, but well, look at it now. 'Cause I'm looking at the 89 and the 98. They last pitted on lap 35, and they're running in the back of the pack, so they can stretch their fuel just a little bit longer than everybody else, and running back here, they're saving even more fuel.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. This is what I think you're gonna love about this racing. And a lot of people in Europe don't really understand it so much for the oval racing straightaways, super speedways you mentioned. There's a lot of strategy of the super concentration, a lot of minute changes you have to do at the wheel, concentration, aware of everybody around you because you're always wheel-to-wheel racing, separated by milliseconds. And on top of it, you got to manage your fuel situation, which is key. So it's a different ball game, but it's certainly fun entertainment racing. You are an engineer and a driver all in one.
That 4, he's managed to kind of lead that middle lane up here. He's a lap down, but he's able to lead them. They've only got, I think, 5 trucks with them, but they made it work. As they got loose, that's going to put the 555 in the middle. He's going to be put 3 wide, so he thinks better of it. That middle lane, I don't know what it is. It's just, even at Daytona, these super speedways, that middle lane, it just has something with them. They can really get going, even if it is 3 trucks. As I think the 64, he might be coming into pit. I believe he is.
Yes, that's William. That's right. That's the Ford. So we'll see if that's going to pan off for him later. If he can basically get out and clean it out, put some banking laps in, and when everybody else boxes, he may be able to take an advantage. So that's the undercut. Could pay off.
He is.
Might not.
He's got to really watch it, though, because he's the only truck down pit road. If he doesn't get in line and be able to get the draft, he's going to have to catch it the other time around. That 4, he's got to be careful. That 6 was on his quarter. He could have turned him right there. I think the 6 realizes he just wants his lap back, and he lets the 4 go in front of him. That could have been a huge wreck in front of the field. The 60, he's going to try to get the lead. That 4, he's not holding that bottom like he needs to. He's getting up off it just a little bit, scrubbing off some speed.
And it's really going to be affecting Kerry.
He's kind of got
Kerry Whitaker.
He's getting shuffled back here a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to get Kerrywood's going to get the bump draft from him, but look at that. Even with the bump draft from 27 car behind him of Casey, might be a little bit of frustration creeping in. This is where it comes to the dangerous territory where somebody goes around into the fence. Maybe visiting the medical center virtually. You don't want to be doing that this late into the race. 22 laps to go. They'll go pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think they're running like 51-second laps, so it'll go by probably about 19 minutes if they stay green at 60. He's still trying to get the lead. He's got the one on him. One's a lap down. Also, lap cars are playing into it. They're not playing into it a bad way either, though. They're shoving these lap cars up here. Is that 60? He's going to go to the lead. He's got the 4-4. It's not a hassle for him. It's the 6 that he's got to work or worry about.
Yeah, the 6 can't do anything right there, too. Look, boxed in. Nothing he could do. 27's frustrated right now. I think 27's going to take it in the air. He's saying, okay, this could be an opportunity to sneak one. This is a middle lane you mentioned. Look at the grip, the traction.
Yeah, he's going to get all over it. He's going to put him 3 wide. 27, he's making moves. Puts the 63 wide. 4, he's got the lead for a quick second. He's got to come up, though. He's able to get up in front of that 60. Almost comes down and hits the 4. He's going to go to the lead. He's been up front the whole night. He wants to take it, but that 4 is going to battle him for first. Is that 60? He's not staying in line with
dividends for him because there's nothing the 6 of Kerry could do because he's boxed in. And I think 27's quite smart. We just spoke obviously to Casey before. He can sit there and just, side by side.
They got a crash. 24 down into the 5.
Yeah, that's a caution. This will be box territory for sure, right, mate? For the
everybody's going to come down pit road, I'd say.
Yeah.
We'll see what happened here.
It was James, I believe. They crashed, but we'll look at the replay, of course.
Speed it up just a little bit to get where he is. Oh, I think it's a bump draft where you don't want it. Yep, 16 hits him in the corner. 24 down into the 5. I think 24 he did use his faster pair, but if he doesn't get hit by the 17, he might be fine. I don't know.
Behind? No, he would have got hit here. Oh no, yeah.
He's got to be worried about engine damage though, because any engine damage, he's locking him down, sliding. Everybody avoids him. They're able to sprawl. That other 24, he dodges him.
Very lucky then, I'd have to say, that it wasn't a massive pileup. Just a couple of cars involved because one unfortunate victim that had to suffer the consequences of that. But it could have been a lot more pearl-shaped than that. So I'd still have to say very good racing from these boys out here this evening. They well behaved.
That's gonna hurt, that 24 though. He's got to hope he doesn't have engine damage though, because any amount of engine damage, you're out of the race. His left side's beat in, but he's going to get all the optimal that he can get fixed. I
they'll
believe
come
that.
Pit lane. I believe they're going to come in there. They must see Casey. Are they going out, staying in, coming in? You'd have to be coming in for sure for a splash and dash. It's a cheap pit stop.
Well, some drivers too, with the laps, you can come in, I think, till about 2 to go, and they may pit this time, and then they'll come back in and top it off right before it goes green and catch the end of the field and give them an extra lap or 2 of fuel. That's what some drivers do. If it's super late in the race or they know they're going to be close on fuel, they'll do that.
They're all in apart from Brendan, I think, stayed out. Brendan was the only one, the 12 car. It looks like everybody else is visiting their favorite team, engineers, and starting some autographs perhaps to the fans.
At 64, he's going to come back in. He's going to top it off. That gamble really didn't pay out for him. Didn't hurt him, though. The 12, he's going to stay out, though. He pitted 2 laps earlier, but he's going to be stretching on fuel, but he's going to have to come back down.
Yeah, he lapped on 48, boxed on lap 48. So that's going to be a stretch. But then again, another caution could come into favor for him for fuel saving. But you never know what's going to happen, of course, because once again, you bunch. There's a saying, we say it obviously in Formula 1 and stuff, is that safety cars breed safety cars. In this case, pace cars breed pace cars.
Bring in, see if he's in here. Darlington, I'll check to see if he's in one of these calls.
Let's grab one of these other gladiators, mate. Will they have a second on the caution?
Let's see. He's not in here, so I'll bring in. So hard trying to go through these. I'm trying to find somebody up front to bring in.
Maybe Brendan?
Yeah, I'll bring Brendan.
He stayed out. Yeah, Brendan's in the Team 3 chat channel. If he's okay, unless Brendan's thinking about pit stop, but we can ask him. Happy?
Hey, Brendan, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man? Guys,
You are muted at the moment there, Brendan. We have kind of put you into the commentary. We have a team radio down there from the booth. You might be concentrating on that. That's fine, of course.
No drag. Yeah, I'll leave him alone for a little bit. So actually, I'll go and roll a quick ad here while we're under caution. It's like, yeah, the ad's a little bit messed up, and I have to delete that real quick. So it was just sound when I switched over. It might have messed up something with it, sadly. So I might try to fix that really quick for y'all.
So okay, mate. Yep, you're a jack of all trades, doing all the broadcasting, casting, and sorting out drivers for quick chats and everything. So yeah, they don't do that on the regular television networks. Of course, they have a team of people that do it, but that's the good thing about live iRacing. You get to be it all in one, mate. You're a one-man package.
Oh yeah. Try to look at this. I'm trying to find the properties for it. It should be showing correctly. I'll just go ahead and I'll delete it actually. I'll just add another one into it.
And because we're down 18 to go, still under caution, that means that if you are the likes of Brett in the 12 car, who did stay out and didn't go down, visit down the pit lane, he's going to be fuel saving, which is a crucial thing under the pace car. Still got Casey behind him, gained 15 places. I think Casey might be one of those picks if you're a betting person on to win this race.
Oh,
Devin,
I definitely see that.
in the 60 car, is also looking pretty good at 7 positions gains. Kerry Whitaker has been around. They gained 2 positions. Kerry's always the 6 car. Remember, that's the blue car. We know Kerry's has practically been leading most of the race this evening.
Like
He's probably not used to getting all the rubber and all the grit and all that jazz on his windscreen, right, mate? Because he's been clear out for most of the race.
He's been kind of back there a little bit. Is that ad? I don't know what's happened to it. I'll just have to fix it after this. It's odd. They'll be coming to green this lap. Lights are out in the pace truck. Be the 12. He'll have the 60 behind him. The 27, who's been up front all night, he'll have the 6 and the 10. At 555, he's beaten and battered, but he's staying up there with them.
Yeah, did he box? Let's double check that one. He did take the extra pit stop. He was on 5, and now he's on 6. All right, let's see how it goes, mate.
Just
Green
as
flag. This should be a bit of a sprint race now. 18 to go.
27, he's really out from that 6. He honestly might want to get back just a little bit. But 12, he gets a decent jump, wiggles just a little bit because he spun the tires. He gets out to a huge jump, but he might be too early to do that. He might want to get back up in front of that 27. At 27, he's been known to shove the whole entire night. 12, he's going to duck down in front of the 60. That 27, here he comes off the front end of the 6. The 6 is going to have the 10 behind him. 27, he's going to go to the lead off the front end of the 6.
Yeah, it's the opposite. Flip it around at the moment, isn't it, mate? Because usually it's the 6 car of Kerry that's been leading this one. At the moment, it's Casey that's taking it. So Kerry's going to do what Casey's been doing to him for most of the race. 12's up to the inside there, 60 on the inside line, 10. Also taking that nice little bump draft 555 code you mentioned. There's a 16 in the background who is a lap down. But yeah, now it's the reverse, isn't it? Now it's the 6 car to take advantage of this slipstream.
I'm looking back here though on the pits. I knew some drivers would do this. There's some that have came back down on lap 51 and topped off their tank. So they'll have just a little bit more fuel than the other cars that are in front of them as they pitted on lap 50 during that caution. So a little bit of fuel strategy coming into play here late in the race.
The 27 car there of Casey had, yeah, he's just lost a lot of exit speed there and has had to drop back. It looked like he took the middle line, but he went a little bit on the high and definitely lost a little bit of speed. Actually caught, I'd have to say, the 6 car off where he might have had to lift a little.
555 is all over that 60, but middle lane, they'll lose and then they'll gain and they'll lose again. It's kind of just whoever can stay and be with them the whole entire time. That 27, he's going to get a good shove from that 6. He'll go to the lead for a brief second. 12 might have gotten a little bit of a tap from the 6. He shot him up. 27 and the 6 are going to go down the bottom. That's going to leave the 10. He'll have the 16 behind him, but it's only a 2-man crew. They're going to need that 1 to catch up to him real soon.
Yeah, Bryce, it's going to come down to how well you've also managed your tyres at the start. How well have you babied, nursed your tyres? Yeah, fuel pit stops. Remember, those tyres are still started from the start of the race. 15 to go. Now, you could be a little bit more bolder and brave, I'd have to say, and trust in the 4 little points of contact. Probably the most important contact points that you have on a car.
They're going to have to start bumping each other as it's getting a little bit later. You're going to see a little bit more aggressive pushing from some of these drivers.
Yeah, it's the battle of the seas at the front, isn't it?
Ooh,
Casey and Carey.
At 10, he's really squeezing them down there, trying to get a side draft off of them. Really squeezing that 12 as he gets, there it goes. 10 into the 12. 10 doesn't need to merge. Don't merge as he keeps it down there. I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. He was really trying to side draft him, as that's going to put the 12 way back. He's able to save it, though, stay green, but that's probably going to end his chances unless there's a caution. They've brought a lot of new players into it, though.
Absolutely, a birth saver. You always got to be in it to win it. That's what I always say, regardless of where you are. If you're running down P17 like Danny, you still stay with it. Absolutely. A good save for both the drivers. Avoided a massive collision and avoided destroying other people's racing. Because now at 14 to go, mate, this is where it becomes, this is where you earn your paycheck in motor racing. Crunch time.
That 10, he's not nearly as hurt as that 12 was. He's kind of able to stay in the draft with these trucks back here as they're going 3 wide. They need to sort this out to get up there. They don't really need to be fighting as much as they are. They need to get in a line. They want to race each other. That's going to hurt them, though. They got 2 lanes. 60, he's got the 555 behind him. 16 behind him. 27 is going to have the 6 and the 64. 64 came off pit road, spun earlier, but he's been able to make his way back up front.
Look at the 6-way battle with a lapped car there. Devon in play. Now Dev's up the front there. 60, as you mentioned. You got the 27 behind. We've got the 6. These drivers have been leading most of it. 555 car over and over again. He's been in there, Brian. But Brian's the only one that's starting around these positions at the start of the race from his qualifying. Everybody else has gained a lot. This is it. We're getting down to 13 to go.
That 17 is
exciting.
Look, 17's going to put him 3 wide, but he's got no help. He got a huge run down the back stretch. Try to put him 3 wide, but he's probably going to end up having to tuck in because he just can't go anywhere with nobody behind him at all. Be wise as he's actually touched into the wall. That's probably going to kill his right front. Give him a big tire run. That's going to create a lot of drag. These cars are so aerodynamic. He's got to hope for a caution now because he's going to start dropping really hard.
Almost 200 miles an hour, mate. Every little bit counts. Look at this 3 drafting there. 64 backed off a little bit on that. 10 car of that damage that we mentioned, but still in play. Everybody here is in play, of course, apart from the lap cars.
You can see that. Oh, the 27 off the front end of the 6.
Comes back on, clips a 4.
Oh, he's actually able to save it, though, but clips somebody. That's going to bring out a caution.
Oh,
right down in front. The 1 shoots down in front of him. He got turned. Yeah, he got turned, but he seemingly has the least damage of all those trucks. I saw him getting off the bottom just a little bit, and I knew once that happened, that was not going to end up well for him. So we'll look.
Fuel saving or not now. With basically 5. We'll have really about 5 laps to go because we're going to go through a fuel and caution. Wow, what's happened? Let's look at the replays over and over. It's very unfortunate, but look at that. Wheel-to-wheel racing, something's going to happen.
Yeah, that 6. That 27's off the bottom. That's where that mistake was made. The 6 tries to bump him. Still on him. Doesn't turn him yet, though. As there he turns him there. Let's go send him down to the apron. 6 gets run over by the 64. The 10 able to get on his brakes, but not in time. 27 comes up, net codes the 4. The 4, I think he might not have bad damage, though. So he might be fine, but he's a lap down. He locks him down.
The 6 got tapped. I just realized in the replay that your 6 livery is a lot different than mine for Kerry. Mine's a really blue livery. I am running trading paints, but anyway. You're the broadcaster. That's all that matters.
I've had a little bit of some weird trading paint stuff within the past 2 days. He's the TikTok truck for me. I'll refresh it here, see if that does anything for him.
But yeah, that's definitely switched to a lot of things. Because now Kerry Whitaker, that's a 6 car. He's down in P5 at the moment. Casey is P6. They're the two top guys that were battling it out at the start. Devin's in. Brian's in. They're all coming in. Pit lane battle. Really, this is it. Last pit lane. You got to get it perfect right now. You could gain a place, maybe even 2 if you spot it absolutely on the money here. You have to be millimeters or milli-inches.
Drivers got to be really careful about not sliding through their pit stops. I think everybody was in there clean. The 4, he stayed out. He's going to probably come in later, just get his lap back. Actually, he might not get it. Well, he might get it because this is a league. Normal races, you wouldn't. The race off pit road, it'll be the 60. He's going to lead him, followed by that 555, who's been a wrecking ball, or really not a wrecking ball, been beat up the whole night, but he's been up front. Somehow.
I think a bit of gaffer tape doesn't fix, mate. You all know that. A bit of Gorilla Glue. Yeah, it could definitely pay off for Brian here, getting 2 positions. You know, he's definitely been the walls. Devin's now stayed out, leading the race. I think it's not a bad idea, unless you're really desperately running on vapors. You're not going to have that many laps to do, because we've got 10 to go, and you probably have about at least 4 or 5 under green.
Yeah, I don't see any drivers coming to pit road after this, unless it's to use your fast repairs. I don't see anybody coming down. They're going to have enough fuel to the end. The only truck I'm worried about is that 4, but he's probably going to come back in. I think he's getting his lap back. He'll probably come in this time around and get off pit road fast.
Well, I tell you what, Bryce, sorry. It's been fun. It's been really good. I mean, we've done a lot of laps here so far. We're right down to the business end, the final stages of this race. And only we're looking at about 3 cautions we've had overall. Really good start to the race. What have we had? We had at least about 20 or so laps of good green flag racing with a good grid of drivers.
Yeah,
at least 18.
It'll only get crazier from here as I actually bring in the 60 of Devin to talk to him. Have to drag him through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, you could go all the way up and down there. Hopefully we can talk to Devin.
Hey, Devin, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man? He might have his on mute. That's not fun.
Yeah, and don't. We're not muting the Discord, of course. But Devin, do you copy there, mate?
Yeah.
Here you go. Well, you're in the lead of the race. So I'll go over to you. Sorry, Bruce.
And I mean, how's your night gone so far? I mean, you've made your way up through the pack. I mean, what are you thinking about with coming to when you get green? It'll be 9 to go. I mean, what's your plan so far, man?
The only thing I'm thinking of is no more green flag stops, so I won't spin out again. So I'll be all right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how do you think the race has been so far? I mean, how do you think your night's gone up to this point? Well, besides the spin, that is.
I mean, it's been pretty smooth, honestly. It hasn't been too chaotic yet, so I'm anticipating it to be pretty crazy at the end.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. I hope to see you, taking home the money tonight.
It's your race to win there too, mate. Yeah, I can't even barely see the 555 inside of your car there because it's got a little bit of that'll buff out. Don't worry about it. Let's see if you want to taste the champagne on the top step of that one, mate. Good luck for the remaining race here.
That was Devin. He's in the lead.
He's got Brian next to him. So that was Devin and Brian. Sorry, did I say the 555? I'm a little confused. My apologies about that.
It's that 27. He's ran up front all night, but he's back in the pack. But I think he'll be able to make just a little bit of moves and get him up there. It's going to be who can work with each other. This is where you make friends or you make foes. Who wants to work with you up there? It's the choice of a driver.
Car allowed through there at the moment. That's a 17. Looks like the inside of the apron there. What's he doing?
No, sometimes they just mess around and they go and hit the cone.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he's not leading the race at the moment. 17 car. So this will be just a dash. What do you do in this situation, mate? You've got obviously to just concentrate. This is where you got to get good track position. Now the middle you mentioned, the middle's been really like one of those hot zones, hasn't it, this evening? If you can spot it perfectly, you get some great exit speed.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you can get cars or trucks, cars, whatever you can get behind you to shove you, you'll get a good run. But and this is where you're really looking in your mirror and you're hoping your spotter is saying inside, outside, 3 wide. You're really hoping on him to be calling out where the trucks are. And sadly, they don't call out the runs like real life, but you're almost mirror driving at this point, trying to keep that truck behind you. And this is where you make friends or you make enemies, because people will shut you out and you will go right to the back.
I
As
would
they'll
say,
be going
mate,
green this
yeah.
time.
Absolutely. Trust me, you be best of mates off the track, but on the track, you're going to be mortal enemies because you all want to win. You're race drivers. And Brian wants to win this one. Devin wants to win it. Kenneth, they're all in the play. Green flag?
Yeah, I think that wasn't a good start, that 555. He went, but he wasn't supposed to. And it's going to put him 3 wide off the start. It's a little bit of a messed up start because he thought it was, just off the leader. He slowed down, was able to get back, but he dropped back. He's going to have to work to get back up there. It's going to be the 60, though, the 98. He's going to have that beautiful paint scheme of the 24. Oh, the 24 off the front of the 27. He's able to save it, though. At 27, he's already found his way back up here. Is that 20 or that 7? He's going to try to hop up. He's going to try to help.
Casey. And I think Casey wants to win this. We kind of called him also maybe a favorite. Look at that. He's got the speed. He's going to get it done here.
Oh, they're going 3 wide. 3 wide, that 20, so that 7, the 24 in the race, but he's really that 7 on the track. He's got to really watch it. He's being put 3 wide right now, but he's in the middle lane. He has the cars, but that 555, he's been battling the whole night. He's got that top lane rolling. They're 3 wide right now. That's going to be the 98 goes to the lead. It's like lanes are kind of split even on the amount of people they have pushing. It's getting a little bit crazy. Here's that 27. He's been a good pusher the whole night, and he's been up front. He knows how to do it. That 555, he's hanging really tough on that outside.
You don't get too much into the marbles, mate, or you'll be into the fence. And the medical saddle, look at the 27. He's got to think about, if I was 27 right now, you might be thinking about the middle lane.
He's got to find a way up there.
The door's closed. Yeah, you got to find a way down. Exactly. Now he's boxed in behind the 60. You got there. There's the 98 car. We got that lovely livery there from the 7, and that's PJ. Yeah, it's crunch time. Crunch time, guys. Running out of laps with 7 to go. Start thinking about a move soon.
Oh, that 5 is what? 555. He's really trying to side draft. He gets put in the wall into the 12. I think they're not going to cause a huge wreck. Yeah, they're going to stay green. That's probably going to end 555's night.
That opens up the door, doesn't it, for the 27 car now to try to think about something. Yep.
That 27's made it up here. That 17, he's had connection issues the whole night. That 27, he's got to be really careful about bump drafting. He was sent around. This is where you can do it now. This is where you're all the way to the floor trying to give him a good shove.
You got to think about where to overtake as well, mate, because he's boxed in. So you can't go on the inside to line apron too much. You're going to lose the pace. 7's blocking him on the outside there. 98, of course, is thinking about a win here. That's Ian Martin there on Devon that's leading this. Now we're getting down to 6. I think it may be going for a gap here, the 27, but now I'm not a race driver, so I really don't know.
I'd say within 7, I wouldn't be doing anything too drastic yet. I'd say probably within 3, you're going to start to see a lot of movement. A lot of cars are going to start moving around. They're going to be weaving in and out, trying to get the draft, trying to block, trying to get a run on somebody. But right now, I think they're going to follow in line. Is that 27? He's clipping the apron, slowing him down just a little bit, but he's still able to get up to the bumper of the 60. They're going to have a lap truck. The 1, he'll probably give way going into the corner. That 27, he is all over that 60.
Yeah. Lap car, but clearly out of the way. Might have helped the 98 get a little bit of a gap there. Do the 7, and then wants to get the 27. You see, he takes it right on the inside of the apron. He gets a good exit, but nowhere to go.
He's got to really go. Oh, he's up off the bottom. They're almost roughing. 60's going to jump up in front of the 24. Oh, the 27 clips the 98, sends him through the grass.
Tap. And the 98 can get back on there.
Oh, that is amazing driving by him. He'll be able to merge back in. That reminds me of Dale Earnhardt's passing the grass back in the 80s, I believe. I don't think he ever came out of the throttle there.
Passing the grass, exactly. But yeah, kept it good driving. Lives to see another day. That's what you'd like, because you never know what's going to happen. It could be a massive wreck in the next couple of laps, and you're back up at a P1. Anything can happen.
Yeah, if he wins this race, he's going to look back and be like, man, how did I not trash that truck going sideways in the grass?
You got to always be crossing the line. I say, regardless of where you are, cross that line. Anything can happen in motor racing. It always does. Now 27-60. David leading this race. PJ's in the mix there. That's the beautiful livery course. Guess who's back in play there? Kerry, the 6 car. Once again, crawling his way back and committing it in. Plenty of time. Could still very much win this race.
All right, he's been up. He was up there earlier and kind of got shuffled back a little bit, but he's on the bumper of the 24, giving him a shove. But that middle lane, they're going to need just a little bit more cars to help him. They need somebody behind them, pushing them. He's at 98. He's at 17. He's going to probably be able to get up to him and help him. He's going to have the help.
3 to go. 3 to go. This is it. This is your chance to size up and do something now.
It'll start getting a little bit crazier here. As you can see, look who's kind of made it back up here. 98, who got sent through the grass. He's kind of gotten back in the mix just a little bit. He's able to sniff the draft off the car in front of him, keep him in play. That middle lane, though, they're falling back just a little bit. And they need to start getting a little bit of help here.
Oh, inside of the apron there for 27. That's
that 30 is going to get in the middle. Yep. He's not going to have anybody go with him. He's going to have to be really careful here. He's got the 98, though. 98 is going to come to his rescue. He's probably not forgotten what happened. He wants to help. He wants to get up there and win. There's money on the line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anybody right now. Milliseconds to cross the line. A couple of laps to go.
Oh, yeah.
Almost on the penultimate. Now you got to make your move. If you want to win this race, it's up for grabs. It's right there. Just reach out and grab it. Easier said than done.
That 24 saw his middle lane fade from his eyes. He's got to tuck back in behind the 6, I'd say. It's going to get it's going to get crazier. They're going to come down to 2 to go this time by. That 30, he's gotten the shove from the 98. 98, man, if he wins this race, we got to go back to him going sideways in the grass.
Absolutely. Yeah, 27's boxed in. 30, thinking about this on Devon. 98, once you mentioned, now they're side by side. Into these top 4. Almost at the penultimate lap now. 17's in play there, 89.
2 to go. It's going to pick up. This is where you're going to start seeing moves being made. Who's going to move to the middle? Who's going to move to the outside? Who's going to put him 3 or 4 wide at Talladega? You can really do it here with how big the track is. 89 looks, 27 gets off the bottom. He's going to stay tucked in with him. That 30, he's got a good shove from the 98 behind him. They're on the apron shoving each other.
That's cost some time. Look at that. 30 and 98.
30 to 98. He's going to try to go to the lead. 98, I don't know how he's up here, but it's cool to watch. As a 30, he tucks up right in front of him, though. Thinking about it, 27's really tight on that 30. 30's going to try to side draft him, put him around. And there's going to be white flag in the air. One more time around. The 60 leads. Can the 30 mount something off the front end of the 98? Or the 27 moves, gets the 60 moving a little bit. White flag now.
Going for it. He's going for it. It's going to be 60 and 30. I don't think anything in 98 or 27 can do. They're boxed in. Unless you're going to try something right up against the wall. Unless 27 can't sneak it in the middle. He would have to, but look at that. He's been closed the door. And the door could be closed on everybody. Devon has to maintain this for a little bit more. And that's a checkered flag for him.
That 60, and that 27, he is all over the bumper of him. They're going to start making moves in this corner, though. As a 30, he's been able to battle back. The 98's battling back. They're all coming out of 3 and 4. 98 goes a little high. That might hurt him down here. But who's going to get the better run? 30 is going to get really close. 27 is going to be shoving that 60. 27 looks inside, outside, inside again. Goes down to the apron. Turns the 60. 98 wrecked. It's going to be the 30 who wins. Yeah. And I think that 98 might get third, though, as he will. Crossing the line. There's a big wreck, though. It's like the 27, he tried to make a pass on the apron and just didn't work. It's going to be the 30 that comes home with the most money tonight, followed by the 17, 98, 6, and the 10. We'll go back and look at that crash. I think it was just the 27.
A little too aggressive, I'd have to say, yeah. I mean, I'm not an expert at that, but, you know, he had nowhere to go, and that was a little bit of a desperation move, I'd say. Yeah, once again, I'm not an expert, but, yeah, there was a tap, and unfortunately, and ruined a couple of the other drivers. So that's the good thing about kind of maintaining that track position there, sticking with it to get the race win.
Moves up bottom just a little bit. I think he got, actually, 27, he got kind of hit by the 89, and I think that got him loose. I don't think the 27 wanted to be down there because he goes off the bumper of the 89. He's down on the apron. He clips the 60, net coats him. The 98 gets clipped by the 27 also. He gets pounded in his side, almost over and flipping. 6 hits him, gives him a little bit of a boost, though. Gets him across the line. That 64 is trying to sneak through. Is a 10. He sees all this happening. He'll just kind of be like, all right, I'll take the 4th place. He actually, no, he gets hit, kills the 64, hits him directly in the side.
And well, they're all doing burnouts as well, too, to celebrate the victory, of course. Kenneth is sitting there just burning through those tires to make sure they're not going to be returned to sender. What a drive. Andrew as well, too, mate. You have to give it to the 17 car. They're gaining 12 positions
As we'll bring
up into that P2.
the third place driver of Ian Martin if he's in here. Let me find him.
He just lost 1 place after his P2 qualifying position. So maybe he might be a little bit disappointed with his result there from Timberlake, North Carolina, owner of the iRacing Superstock League.
Hey, Ian, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
Hear you loud and clear.
Man, you were put through the grass, and then you come back and you finish third. I mean, what a roller coaster of emotions. But man, how did your night go the whole night besides the grass part?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Me and PJ, Trevor, Brian, Bussard, and Kenneth Stamper all working together there. It was a lot of fun. Casey, the guy who punted me into the grass there, he wasn't lifting for anybody all night. So I expected it. I just kept my foot in it and rejoined the track and got back up there.
Yeah, man, I'm actually.
But it was really fun.
I'm actually looking at it right now. I'm gonna hear your throttle the whole time through it.
Yeah, I never lifted. I was full throttle.
You never lived as a race driver, that's for sure, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, I kept my foot in it, but I saw it coming. He had the run, and he hadn't been lifting for anybody all race long.
Good recovery, mate. They could have ended up all pearl shaped, but you kept it.
That was just insane, man. You really were staying in it.
You've earned a 5-star Uber rating for me if I'm going to go riding a shotgun with you in a car.
Yeah, I was not letting off of it.
I mean, well, before I let you go, man, is there anybody that you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, like I just said, teammates Brian, Trevor, Kenny, PJ, all those guys, we all worked together tonight, pit strategy and all, and it worked out pretty good. Other than that wreck coming to the line, kind of messed everything up, but still glad Kenny got the win. Glad I could help him push him there. But most of all, I want to give a big shout out to Ken Farmer of Hall Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning out of Merced, California. If anybody needs any residential or commercial even heating and air conditioning units, please reach out to them. Once
they do in Europe, my friend, at the moment, because they have a heat wave, so maybe they need to call them up.
Hey, give them a call. They're out of Merced, California, so he's been supporting me for a long time, so it'd be nice to give him some business.
Man, well, I mean, crazy finish through the grass, comes back, and you finish third. So, I mean, you get money, you get a good save. That's good for a broadcast. Probably shot up your heart rate, I know that. But, man, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, speaking of which there, Brian, Bruce, sorry, we need to put a heart rate monitor on these drivers and probably show that live during it. I just see that go through the roof. The Fabrators are on the ready. Yeah,
that was Ian Martin, the second place driver. Help get see what it's pulling up here. Trying to get your numbers. There it goes. So we'll bring in the second place driver, Andrew Santo.
I mean, Trevor did bump.
Oh, I don't think he knows. Oh,
right. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Andrew, we're live at the moment. You're up in the podium celebrations per se with the casters. Andrew,
hi, how you guys doing?
Good, man. I mean, how did your race go the whole night? I mean, it seems like it was kind of up and down the whole night for you, though.
Yeah, the sisters decided to watch The Crown on 2 separate streaming TVs. So, by my luck, my internet was spotty in and out, and I just basically did the same strategy I always do: stay in the back, but try to pit aggressively to be with the front group. And when it came to the end, I did get put in the wall by the 16, I believe, and I was questioning on using a fast repair or not. It just depends if I was in the big wreck at the end, but wasn't.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, before I let you go, is there anybody that, you want to thank, anybody you want to shout out that's watching the stream, anything you want to plug, like any, future events that we're doing here?
Probably not his sisters watching the crowd, that's for sure. 17 positions gained too, Andrew, not to mention, to mention, of course, 17 positions gained to finish in P2.
Yeah, it was. I was like starting in the back. I want to thank you guys for what you guys are doing at Ghost Racing Network. Taryn for allowing me to help him out with HSR. It's a great group. Everyone should join it. We're a bunch of loving drivers that love racing and love wrecking each other at Talladega for fun. And I just also want to quick shout out to my grandfather. He got really hurt today, and I just hope that he is going to be okay.
Oh, that's nice. So you can celebrate that victory for him. Family first. Love it, mate. Well, some parts of the family, of course, not the sisters. Talk to them about that. Tell them you could be visiting. Tell them, look, you got to put your brother in the medical center, okay? If you do that again, a good job.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, that was Andrew Santo, the second place driver, and I think Kenneth is waiting. I'm not sure. It says Kenny Joe. He might just have a different name.
I hope so. He's one. Well, he's obviously signing autographs at the moment and celebrating.
Oh yeah,
That's him.
that is okay. Hey Kenneth, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was a crazy finish. I mean, how did your night go overall? I mean, I think you were in the back at the start of it, and you kind of started working your way up. I mean, how did you think the race was, the whole night?
It went pretty well as planned for the most part. Gosh, Leia, we ran on the back kind of on purpose at some points, but not on purpose a lot. But it went pretty well as planned. But there were some really crazy moments there for sure.
Oh yeah, there's some people really putting it 3 wide when I don't think they really should have sometimes. But I mean, it worked out. But I mean, you take home the most money tonight, man. I mean, I'm not sure how much that is because Taryn will have that worked out, but it's a good payday for you.
But and Kenneth, mate, you put it, or you needed to start it. You qualified in P1. You finished in P1. Avoided all that towards the end there. That's all you needed to do. I'm sure you probably would have been disappointed if you got anything less than the P1. But hey, that's what it's all about. Qualifying. It's all about the race results, mate. And I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Oh, absolutely, I love to qualify just to see if I can, out qualify everybody. It's like a thing I do, but it's dangerous at anywhere in the field. The big one can happen anywhere, but this time it worked out. I've raced a lot of these, and finally it paid off.
Great defending at the end too, mate. You stuck the car all in the right places to make sure it was difficult for anybody to go around the outside. And then a little bit of the kerfuffling that happened at the end there. But it doesn't matter. Behind you, you didn't have to worry about your mirrors. You had to worry about the champagne on the top step. Congratulations. You are the race winner.
Oh, I appreciate it for sure. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. And before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to shout out? Anybody you want to thank that's been watching the stream tonight?
Oh yeah, I have my parents watching. I got an uncle and cousin watching, and I like to thank my teammates. I have a few of them in here that really, really, really helped me win this race, and I really appreciate them guys as well.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. That was Kenneth Stamper. He's going to take home the most money. I'll go through a quick rundown of the field. Taking home the most, as I said, Kenneth Stamper. He finishes first. Andrew Santo finishes second, having connection issues, but he comes through. Ian Martin went through the grass, kept his foot in it, just like Dale Earnhardt Sr. did. He comes home third. Kerry Whitaker comes home fourth. Ryan Wingate, he gets the final pay-in position in fifth. Sixth is William Britton. Seventh, Trevor Oceanroth. Eighth, Brian Buster. Ninth, PJ. 10th, Devin Hargret. 11th, Casey Sawtek. 12th, Brendan Pratt. 13th, Brian Darlington. 14th, Larry Johnson. 15th, Danny Eshelman. 16th, Nathan Harper. 17th, John Brink. 18th, James Connolly. And 19th, Dean Hopton. That's actually you, I believe. So
that's me.
That? Yeah,
I wasn't in that race. Oh, it was the pace car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously have the man behind the scenes here in the booth with us as well, too, Taran, if I can pronounce your name correctly.
Yes, sir. I am here.
How was that? You were going through the briefing with everybody. How overall, mate, what did you think about this event here this evening?
Went pretty well. We had that first green flag run. I think we had a total of like 32 laps underneath our belts there until our first caution. Had a couple issues, but other than that, the guys kept it pretty clean tonight, and there was some 3-wide racing, and the trucks were getting pretty close to one another. But coming to the finish there, I hate to see that for Devin at the end. But other than that, it was a great race, and I'm real happy with what the guys did tonight.
Ed and Santa would say, mate, if you don't no longer go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver. Of course, it applies in different situations, but hey, they are racing drivers, and they actually. By the way, you said 3 abreast. It was 4 abreast, I believe, wasn't it, Bryce? For some points in this race.
Oh yeah, there were some times they were going 4 wide, and I was like, this is not going to work out, but they made it work. It was getting crazy, especially when I saw that 98 go through the grass. I was like, there is no way he is saving that truck, but he didn't. His foot never came out of the throttle, which I was very surprised, and I had to go back and look at that.
but yeah, guys, I'm gonna go over just some future events real quick that we got. Tomorrow we're gonna do another one of these races. So it'll be $15 buy-in again. I'll be releasing registration information for that later tonight, and I'll be getting payouts done tonight for the guys as well from this race. And be on the lookout Sunday. We have a huge event that actually HSR Broadcasting will be broadcasting this event. It's a league versus league event. I don't have a list of the servers that are going to be in this league, but we got, I believe, 8 or 9 servers, 5 drivers each to represent their server. That will be those 5 drivers from each team will be running the same paint scheme.
I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be a really cool event. I'm looking forward to broadcasting it. It's going to be a blast. So be on the lookout for that, and I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Will the HS Money Racing be representing a team in that as well?
Yeah, I actually got 5 guys racing for us, and you saw some of them in tonight's race. I'll actually throw their names out there real quick. You got PJ Luttrell. He was in the race tonight. We have Nash Brambilla. He wasn't in the PJ was actually the only one in the race.
Yeah,
tonight.
PJ finished P9 tonight. Yep.
Yeah, and then we have Dalton Randolph and Christopher McCullough and Kenneth McCullough. Those are cousins. So definitely got some fast guys right there. So I'm looking forward to what they can do for us.
And your predictions? What do you think that your team can do? Obviously, you want to take it home, don't you? Take the trophy.
Oh man, my guys are more than capable of taking it home, but I have to say I'm not familiar with the drivers that these other servers have. So they could be pretty fast as well. So at this point, it's really anybody's game, but again, it's going to be a blast to watch.
So that'll be on Sunday, correct? So we're looking forward to that one.
It's going to be Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, we find all the information obviously on the Discord underneath the links and everything that's in the channel there. Obviously, you have to join the Discord, guys. I joined the Discord recently, and these guys have been absolutely fantastic to me. So you definitely have to join. You feel very much welcome in the community, and I appreciate that from you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And when Sunday morning comes, I'll be blasting the YouTube link and on Facebook and everything, and on Discord as well, just so everybody is aware of when we're going live, and we'll get that party started.
You don't start the party at the same time the Formula One races on the weekend, mate. That's it. I'm a little bit more of a Formula One fan, so you have to make sure that schedule doesn't conflict. But I'll be looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much. I'm out, Bryce. Thank you very much for allowing me in the casting box with you, mate. It's been a pleasure sharing it with you.
Thank you for wanting to do it with me. I got to save my voice from the whole race.
I might go ahead and get out of here, guys. But again, I appreciate y'all broadcasting tonight. I was listening to it while we were racing. Great job, guys. And
you're the boss, mate. Yep, exactly.
Great work.
we changed the combination lock in the casting booth, but you always find a way in. No, exactly. Without you, mate, this league wouldn't exist. So hats off to you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good one.
And so, I guess before you go, what did you think of that race the whole entire night?
Mate, I love it. I do. I'm really getting into, the US league racing, of course, the trucks. I'm not really that familiar. I had to actually download all that in iRacing just before. I have most of the tracks, of course. A lot of ovals, more of an open wheel racing, of course. You turn left and right on road courses, but it's great. It's different, and it's entertaining, and it's exciting. Yeah, and that's what you love, isn't it? And you always get those little bit of a late pile-ups, of course, as everybody goes tooth and nail for it, reaching out to grab. But hey, once again, the racing drivers, why not? You got to do it.
Yeah,
it's good for some people, bad for other people. But hey, it works out. It pans out. It averages out, doesn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, I've saw some races too. I'm more of a Cup Series guy, which they run the next gens. That's what I seem to like because those cars are loose everywhere, and that's the best of the best. that's really where I see it at. But trucks, they can get crazy too, especially when it's super speedways. I think that's one reason why most money races are ran here because it evens the playing field. It's who you can get to work with you the whole night. It's really, I wouldn't say not much of skill. It's more of who will be nice to you. And they don't want to put you out.
And strategy, as you mentioned as well. I mean, you got to look at it. We had Andrew finish, even with that netcode issues, 12 positions gained. We had Ryan was gaining a lot of positions, finishing at P5 and 12 positions, 11 positions. William gaining 12. We had obviously Casey was up there. Anybody could have done it. And at the end of the day, even if you're great qualifying positions, you can still win the race. That's the beauty of it. So it's balanced, and it's also that strategy, isn't it? When you're going to take your box pit stops, how long you're going to spend doing it, when you're going to balance it with the pace cars. It's just great entertainment.
Oh yeah, this super speedways. I say super speedways and road courses are the great equalizer in NASCAR, because super speedways, if you stay in the draft, you'll be fine. In road courses, I think those really show who can really throw these big, heavy pieces of machines through the corners when they're not used to it.
Especially when they bounce up the chicanes, man. You're 2 wheels or 3 wheels off it.
Oh yeah,
and you lose that traction. But yeah, it's always different. Ovals, race tracks, it's just a test versus man versus machine. That's it. The other day. So Bryce, yeah, we'll call it out. Thank you very much, mate. Let's go have a beer. I'll fire up the barbecue. How's that sound?
Yeah, and if y'all are still watching, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription, throwing in a share, something. I'm trying to grow this channel, trying to get more people out here. I mean, I've made good amount of subscribers in a day, but I'm glad you joined me in here. It definitely helped me. But I would roll an ad here, but you see the ad stopped working, so I'm just gonna let y'all go. I'm Bryce Kovler, and I forgot your name. If you can say it again, real quick.
Biggles is fine, mate. Yep.
Yeah, just Biggles. So me and him did your race tonight. Hope you all have a good night, sleep well, and have a good day tomorrow for y'all.